Right, it's a good morning on a midweek in the city of Abuja, welcoming everybody to Landslide News, giving you all the insight into every happenings all around the world, particularly Nigerians. And this morning I have with me Philip Adu Odogu and Peter Pio.
Thank you. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Yeah. All right. The judiciary seems to be waking up to their responsibility. Philip, is it a sign of some democratic dividends where everybody can get justice? In Ebonyi State, the judiciary has sacked all the 13 or whether 14 local government chairmen as a result of election not be conducted in the proper way and manner. Of course, it happened also in 2022 before that time in the same Ebonyi State. Now, what we are looking at primarily also is the fact that will the executive obey these court rulings? Because the judiciary don't carry out these orders by the court. In Edo State, we saw it that they couldn't effect, even though the judiciary gave and all that, but they couldn't effect all these things. Between the judiciary and the executive, where are we going from here?
Thank you very much. You see, this ruling at the Federal High Court sitting in Ebonyi is a very, very important ruling to the Nigerian electorate and Nigerians. The thing is, here, whether we are to celebrate or not to celebrate, because you just said the judiciary has granted the order, they've given the judgment saying that the election of July 2024 of the Ebonyi local government election does not follow the constitutional provision of conducting election as ordered the State Electoral Commission to go back and do the proper thing. And then you raise the question, which is the most important question in this matter. Will the ruling party, by extension, obey court order in this regard as it affects their own decision? Because Ebonyi is an APC state. APC is the ruling party in Nigeria. APC, the ruling party, the government in place, supposed to uphold the rule of law, and a court order is a rule of law. But again, don't forget, they also have a right to appeal, and the time within which to appeal is still there. This is a court of first instance. You have the appellate court, the court of appeal, and the Supreme Court, where a final decision on this matter will be reached, and that will be, the finality of the matter. But as of today, the judiciary look as if they are standing up, in matters of electoral, malpractices or ringing or things not done properly in terms of election in this country. But again, if this can happen in Ebonyi State, what happened to Rivers State, where a local government election was conducted by unknown body in the eyes of the law? Because the laws, the constitution, because if the Federal High Court in Ebonyi says that the Ebonyi Electoral Commission do not follow the provisions of the law in conducting the election, therefore the election should be set aside, and that give room to the sacking of the chairman and the councillor. What happened to Rivers State, where the law was very clear that for you to constitute electoral body in the state, those persons, the personnel that will man that agency, had to go through screening and confirmation of the State House of Assembly. A Solad Sumutu, constitutes, electoral body for River State, and the people he brought in to head the electoral body were not from River State, conducted the election, and the councillor assist sitting. Is it that the laws in Rivers are different from the laws in Ebonyi? Because the man never said the electoral law, he said the constitution. That's what the court said. Yeah. So I think we are being operated by one, constitution in this country. Therefore, if the judiciary had done this in Ebonyi, for it to be effective, it should not be within Ebonyi State.
It should be something that is
because it's a constitutional matter. The court said it is not done within the provision
of the Constitution
of the provision of the Constitution. So therefore, then what it means that throughout Nigeria, for any local government election to stand, you must follow what the Constitution says about conducting election into that.
Okay, all right. I mean, a lot of things you brought up, especially you adding to the River State issue. I mentioned earlier about the Edo State. Most of the governors and even the presidency or the executive, let me put it the other way, the executive don't respect when judges give judgment these days. Why? Now, talking about this election, local government election, which has been like a charade of some sort, how do we rectify it? The judiciary is rising up, as we are seeing. At least, no matter how rays of light we are seeing, something is coming up. How can they do it?
Okay, let me first let me take a cue from what he said. He mentioned River State here, and why it might not happen in River State is that because people have not taken the bold step. But instead, somebody went to court to go and challenge it. Has anybody gone to court in River State to go and challenge it? As of today, and I'm not sure anybody has done it. So sometimes these things need to be challenged in court. Somebody has to take it. Yes, we've seen the abuse of our constitution, but somebody has to take up that responsibility.
Okay, let me ask you a question before you go ahead. Now, that of River State is quite fragile. There's a fragile piece, whichever way you look at it, there's a fragile piece in River State between the executive, legislator, and the local government administration, and the hand and finger of the godfather of the politics in River State.
Before you go to that, I want to agree with him. The court is not usually Father Christmas. I'm coming. I want to allow you to say, but I want to add this so that he can, dwell on what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
The court is not Father Christmas. They won't act on nothing. There must be something for them to act on. You must ask for it before they can give it to you. Now, in River State, yes, before now, nobody has been able to take the bold step. But I want to believe that, with this Ebonyi, judgment, some persons will wake up, say, wait a minute, are we sleeping? So I want you to see from that light. I agree.
But what I'm saying is that because you mentioned River State, the fragile piece in River State, if they go this way, are they heading somewhere?
See, you don't because you want peace, abuse the constitution. Our constitution is clear on this. It is clear. It is in black and like the person in the bush says it's in black and white. Sometimes we misinterpret this thing wrongly because of our mischievous personality. The constitution is clear. For you to be member of the state's electoral body, you need to be submitted to the House of Assembly, which they didn't do. An illegal body conducted an election. It is null and void. That they are just occupying the space, but nobody has acted. Yes, they might need that for peace. A third party, a River State person, should go to court. He has a stake in the state. That foreigner wants to make peace, doesn't want to challenge this legality, doesn't mean every person from Rivers should do same. Until we demand for what is ours, you not have it. That's what I'm going to. Like it has happened in Ebonyi State. I am quite happy that court was able to. And so most of our court, they know what to do. Some of these cases are quite simple. You cannot bend it.
The one that happened in Edo State and the court gave judgment and it was not respected.
Okay, see, I'm going. Okay, all you said now. If is the point a place that the law works, it takes its court immediately. What do? The FEC withhold the payment allocation to local government because they not obey the constitution. You don't need to go fighting them. It's what you need to do. Withhold the money.
Hold on, sir. Yes. Who will withdraw the money? Because during the emergency rule, we are not well aware if allocation was being paid to the local government authority because the Solad appointed caretaker.
Yeah.
It was being paid is a flagrant disrespect from the constitution and for the law that says that every local government should be under a democratic rule. So who plays the Piper dictator tune?
I'm making a reference to the Edo State one.
Okay.
Remember, it was federal government that went to court to obtain the judgment.
Yeah, autonomy of the local government.
Yes. Now, if it's being disrespected, they should do the needful. You want a federating state when everybody has autonomy, state has their own money, local government has their own money, federal has their own money, and somebody is abusing it. You don't need to carry gun and to go there. Do what is needful. Withhold the money.
The money. Okay.
But before you ask your question,
yes,
you know you are asking a very important question that we have not addressed here. That will this executive obey the court?
Because is what
because the judiciary can only give order. It is the executive that enforces
exactly.
Because the agency of the executive that enforces it, and this judgment, this particular judgment, is against the executive. Will they enforce the law against themselves, or will they naturally uphold the rule of law? You know, it is not for us to say here, but the executives, they are under our telescopes. We are watching them.
Now,
if they are saying, because they claim that this government is a government that upholds the rule of law.
Now, if we talk about even the executive in this respect, Philip, the executive at the states are not the one that implement this thing. I don't know if you understand. It's the executive at the federal, because the police and the prisons or whatever is under this executive.
Yes.
Since they are the ruling government, will they affect it?
That's the question before the public. That's why I said all eyes are on the executive, all eyes on the ruling party. Now you have a judgment. You told us you are a government that respects the rule of law. You uphold the rule of law. You obey laws and order. Now a judgment has been given that this Ebonyi election that was conducted in July 2024 do not follow the constitutional provision. It wasn't done in accordance to the provision of the laws. Therefore, the chairman and the councillors should vacate office, and the electoral body of Ebonyi State should take, as a matter of fact, take an urgent step to do the right thing.
He said if they don't do what is right, they should not conduct any election.
Exactly.
Yes, Peter, before we go.
For me, in a civil society, we don't need this drama. See, it should be automatic. Since the court has adjudicated on this, we don't need dramas. What do you do at the federal level? If the state is not obeying it, you have a tool. Stop funding the local council.
But let's not.
But we have not seen that in this particular government.
Listen, we should not run away from the fact that the defendant has the right of appeal.
But until they appeal.
But this is what is true. But if they appeal against the judgment, no litigation remain forever. There should be an end to litigation. So if they don't appeal, then they should obey the law. If they don't want to obey, if they are not satisfied with the judgment, then they go and appeal. That's what we're saying.
What time frame do they have for appeal?
Well, I think it's about I can't remember precisely now, but I think it's about 30. Is it 30 days or 90 days now? I can't remember.
Okay, Nigeria on the hands of those that will salvage it. If they say they're Democrats, they should obey the rule of law. The enforcer of the law in our nation is the Minister and Attorney General, Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, and we're looking up to him to make sure that things are done right. This is what is happening right now. But can things change? It's in the hands of these people. Thank you. We'll be back.